Welcome back to the High School Huddle. Join the huddle yourself and let us know your thoughts by calling our toll-free number at 1-800-897-3678 or simply tweet us by using the hashtag OKHSHuddle. Now let's get back in the huddle and talk high school sports.
High School Huddle continues here on 93.7 FM. Oklahoma State Cowboys off this week. They're going to be watching that OU Texas game because they will be playing the Longhorns when they get back on the field. So,
how about the Cowboy defense?
Wow.
I mean, they're legit, Chris.
They are. The rankings, they're proving with the rankings as well. Title sponsor for the High School Huddle, our good friends at Generations Church. Visit them online at generationsguthrie.com. Check them out on Facebook as well as Generations Guthrie. Just go in there and search it. Everyone is welcome there. They love kids. They're their top priority. It's a great place to look for answers. And if it's not the perfect one for you, no judgment. Move on, and that's how cool our good friends at Generations Church are. And speaking of cool, bring in my good friend, great sports official, Jeff Murray. Jeff, good to hear from you, my friend.
Hey, Chris. Good evening. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Jeff Murray, Oklahoma City Metro Officials Association. I mean, he does state championship football games. He does basketball, state championship baseball games in the fall and spring. He's been around for a while, so he knows what he's talking about.
And most importantly, Jeff's never thrown me out of a game. It's been close a couple times, Jeff. It's been close.
I try to keep the good people in the game. You know how it goes.
Jeff, how long have you been doing this?
This is my 31st year of football.
Wow.
I had probably 35 years of baseball. I missed a couple of years and I got sick. But, so this is 31st year of high school football for me. It never gets old.
Hey, Jeff, before we dive into what we want to talk to you about, I am curious. I love volleyball, and I know you have a daughter that's an outstanding volleyball player. Okay, I'm not a dork because I don't have a daughter. I have no dog in the fight on volleyball. It's one of the most entertaining sports you can watch for a fan. I think it's outstanding. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. It's like volleyball is one of the highest growing sports for girls in high school athletics.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And of course the club ball and the teams that travel, and we've been all over the country playing. But the Huskies, hopefully they can get everybody healthy and make a deep run into the playoffs again. But
That'd be exciting.
The excitement that volleyball brings, when you get two good teams playing, it is really fun to watch.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to say. I get to see some of the state championship games for the last couple of years, and those girls, how there's not 3 or 4 broken noses. I have no idea. They hit the ball so hard, so athletic. It's so athletic, so fun to watch.
The one girl is probably going to be the player of the year, Bella Wakely, Victory Christian. She gave her girl a concussion this summer in the club ball.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that.
She hit her head on the floor. No, I mean, the word Spalding written across your forehead, Wilson written across your forehead.
I'm serious. If you have not gone out and watched a big time volleyball match, they hit. It's amazing how hard they hit that ball. But
fun.
I encourage anybody to come out to our regional next Tuesday at Deer Creek, or any memorials. The 3 local schools here in Evans, they're all hosting.
Absolutely, that'd be awesome because the state championships are coming up. I know the smaller schools are. Oh, there it is. The 15th and 16th, the state championship there, and then the 6A and 5A state championships up in the Tulsa area, Catoosa and Verdigris.
18th and 19th.
October 18th and 19th. Well, there's always those 2 teams on the football field, but really there are 3 teams out there. And Jeff, just talk about how the football teams get excited for Friday nights, but I'm pretty certain the officials get just excited to go out and perform on Thursday and Friday nights.
Hey, there are 3 teams, and every team wants to. We all want to perform well, do our best, and it's the speed of the athletes now. It's really hard to keep up with 5 officials, but you got 22 players and 5 officials. And hopefully, we catch everything we're supposed to. But the level of excitement, we want to give our best effort every Friday night. We go out and give the kids our best opportunity to play, have a great evening of football.
And you're not. No one's out there perfect, no matter what. So. Fans don't realize, if there's a call that they feel like they've missed, they get upset. But I got to tell you, I've been around a lot of sports officials. If they feel like they missed it, they're more upset than a coach, a player, or a fan.
Yeah, if I feel like, we've got a questionable call, I can't dial 1-800-NEW YORK and go to replay.
Right.
I'm going to give that coach an extra 30 seconds to chew on me, so it looks like his parents are giving me the earful. So, I'll take a little bit more guff if I think there's even a remote chance that, we might have really screwed something up. And judgment's one thing, but we don't want to misapply a rule or do something really silly like that. That's the worst feeling in the world.
How is technology involved for officials on the high school level throughout the years?
Back 1983 and 84, we had 8mm film. So now we get huddle video. I'll have my game from the previous night, Saturday morning when I get up most times. And we can go through it and pick out the plays we need to fix and do a video review with all my crew members. I'll send it to them Sunday night or Monday and say, hey, here are the 4 or 5 plays that we need to, look at how we cover things and how we adjust, and mechanic-wise, how we can cover the play as best we can.
Jeff, tell me this. I mean, obviously, the story's been out a lot, and of course, Chris and I were talking about this last Friday, that, we've all kind of seen this coming a little bit. I'm talking about the shortage of officials in Oklahoma. What do you contribute that to? I mean, is there any one thing?
It's not just Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's a nationwide trend.
Yeah.
Number one, I think the kids, I don't know, it's a variety of subjects, but the lack of officials, number one, we got to do a better job recruiting new guys to get into it. And we got to have the coach of the HUD directors, hey, this next group of seniors, come out and give us a shot for 2 or 3 years. A lot of these guys think that their second year they can go out and work the Jinx Union, the Moore Westmore, and the Eblam games and be ready to go, but that's just not quite the case. And some of the guys, we've really got a good crop for the last 2 or 3 years. But, I'm 55 years old, and I've been doing 31 years. I started when I was 23. But we've got to find guys to sustain it. I don't know how much longer 5 years, 10 years, I don't know how much longer I'll work, but as long as I enjoy it and I feel like I can do an effective job and really communicate with the kids. But I think number one, the pay is, nobody's making a living off this stuff.
Right.
I mean, I get $95 or $100 for an average high school Friday night game. And then we try to cover as many in the junior high and sub-varsity games because that's where we train the young guys. And that's where I think sometimes we have more of the problems in the sub-varsity games where the young coaches are trying to make a name for themselves, as well as the parents are more vocal. But scholarships aren't going to be offered at 12 or 13 years old. And some of the parents don't always realize that, and I think they're very vocal, and some of them are very critical. Some of the young officials aren't thick enough skinned yet to figure that out. I mean, when somebody yells at me, it's really not a personal issue. It's more they're yelling at the uniform, what it represents, thinking they're getting a bad call or whatever. But, no, we've got to find a better way to recruit new officials, and I'm not sure what the answer is.
Yeah, I think I got to remember, has a fan ever yelled at you and go, oh, you know what? You're right. Let me change my call. I don't think that's ever, I don't think it works that way. I've been waiting. That's the only reason why I had you on the show tonight, Jeff, was so I can say the fans don't change officials' mind. I feel better.
I've tried.
I feel better now.
Yeah, I've tried a couple times.
That's part of the gamesmanship. I mean, I understand why coaches, do that kind of stuff, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, what have you guys tried to try to get more guys out there? Is it?
They set up a deal at the state tournament for basketball in the State Fair Arena, a recruiting booth or a table, and trying to get more people involved. We've gone to athletic directors. I know the COAC, the Central Oklahoma Athletic Conference, getting all those ADs involved and trying to give us a name of 2 or 3 guys that coming out of high school that might want to stick with it if they're not playing college somewhere else. I mean, I was kind of fortunate in 1983 when my coach told me I run like a dry creek, that my officiating career might have to find and stay involved. So I got involved in refereeing. So.
Are there dry creeks in Lindsay, Oklahoma?
Yeah, there are.
Okay. The Lindsay Leopards. Speaking with Jeff Murray.
Leopard for life.
Leopards, absolutely. Are you seeing a lot of high school officials move up to the college ranks and not coming back down? Or how's the college ranks when you go to UCO or Southwestern? How are officials there?
MIAA.
Yeah.
Some guys in the smaller colleges, you can work a high school game on Friday and still go to your game on Saturday. But it's becoming more and more difficult when they make you travel in the big college games. Like if you have a game in Springfield, Missouri on a Saturday morning, you have to be there at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. That makes it difficult to get up and go. I mean, I spent 7 years working the Kansas JUCO, and many nights we get home at midnight, and I'll be back up on the road at 6 a.m. Saturday morning driving to Kansas.
Wow.
And you really got to love it to do that kind of stuff.
And in Stillwater High School.
Yeah, you see what you're going to see is the guys that excel and do really well, they're going to transfer out of here and start working a whole college football schedule and not work as much high school.
Well, like
of course, you got the veteran guys like me. I mean, I just enjoy the game well enough, and the travel once you think your shot at working big time football is over, just come back and enjoy working in high school games and make help somebody that way. You got to give back. I mean, 31 years, these young guys, I try to help them and educate them, and none of us are perfect, but we all want to try the best and give it our best effort.
I was watching last week. I was watching Stillwater Del City, a great game. And I'm like, why is this game on Thursday? Stillwater has one team, Del City has one field. They both have nice stadiums. It was because the shortage of officials. They had to move the game to Thursday. In fact, Stillwater's next 2 home games, I think they have 2 home games left. They have to play all of them on Thursday because of the shortage of officials.
I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I know there are some nights. I think last Friday was one of them. We did not have a crew available out of the 30 Oklahoma City crews. We did not have a crew available to work. Every crew had a game somewhere across the state.
Okay, before I move on to the next thing, if you're an official out there listening or watching, how can they begin the process?
Well, you can go to the OSAA website, the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activity Association. Call their main number and talk to Sherry Riddell, and she will walk you through the process. Go to the website. The OKC Metro Officials has a website and a Facebook page. I'll give you my number off the air, and if someone calls you, they're welcome to call me or text me, and I'll be glad to help walk through the process. The initial startup, $35 for one sport, I think, or $45 for one sport, and then you got to get your uniforms. But if you work enough games, you can get that back pretty quick and start generating some cash.
Speaking with Jeff Murray.
I mean, that's the thing. We're not going to make a lot of money, but boy, it sure does pay for a lot of volleyball tournaments, a lot of golf green fees, and that kind of stuff. So, that's kind of what I'm doing.
And you get to hang out with your friends, your buddies on a game night.
Exactly. I mean, I've had the same 5 guys in my crew for the last 11 years.
That's awesome.
And I'll go to bat for those guys anywhere. So that's
awesome.
So, okay, sports officials, for the ones who actually get to go out there and do big-time games like you do, how important is it to have a good professional working relationship with high school football coaches?
Oh, it's imperative. I mean, you gotta earn the coach's respect, and that comes from being professional, doing the things you're supposed to do a week in advance. Like Monday morning, I'll call the athletic director saying, "Hey, here's where we're supposed to be. If you have any questions, call or text me," and doing everything you can before the game starts to set a positive tone and really create a positive environment and avoid a lot of the negativity. You can't just show up 30 minutes before kickoff in your uniform wrinkle and expect to succeed. I mean, you've got to be prepared 2 hours in advance to get to the stadium, be relaxed, ready to perform, and answer any question the coaches might have.
Absolutely. And talk about officials. Of course, teams are fighting in the district to finish in the top 4 to host a district game or a playoff game, and then they work their way to the state championship. How does an official get a playoff assignment? What's the criteria?
The playoffs are signed by the state office in Oklahoma City secondary schools, but there are a list of local association, OKC Metro, the greater GTOA in Tulsa, Ardmore, every local association. The coaches have a scratch list. They can scratch 5 crews they don't want to see ever, and they can list the 5 crews they want to see. And then we get a ratings based upon our previous years, number of games we worked, how well we did on the test, and that kind of thing. So we get a total number of points.
Jeff,
and all that plays into it.
I know you're working with your crew tonight, and we're interrupting your crew pregame tonight, and we appreciate you joining us, and we can talk another 30 minutes, but I know you got to get back to those guys. And best of luck this week and the rest of the season, and I always appreciate those zebras out there.
Oh, yeah, I'll be glad to hang out and visit you guys anytime. I need to get a game back at the Rock. It's been 6 or 7 years since I've been up there. It's one of my favorite places to work.
There's
everybody on top of you. The atmosphere is always a lot of fun. Those tight sidelines. I mean, it's fun.
It's the best.
Yeah, and we do. I'll just echo what Chris says. We appreciate what you guys do, and any way we can help to get the word out, we'll do it every chance we can to try to find those young kids to get out there and start doing what you've done for 31 years. That's amazing.
It's not always easy, but it sure is fun.
Yeah.
Well, you have fun this week, and Jeff, we'll talk to you somewhere down the line.
Okay, take care. You guys have a good evening.
Thanks,
you, Jeff.
Jeff Murray, Oklahoma City Metro Officials Association does a great job, and I didn't know he was with his crew for that long.
That's amazing.
And again, he does football, baseball, basketball, loves volleyball. So a true sports official out there. So.